And in the upper right, we have our Terran player, very tenacious. But will that matter here? Is he going to be good enough to take out his opponent? He is.
MVP kill.
Who's this guy?
That guy over there, the Zerg? Well,
no, the other guy, the red Terran.
Oh, okay, sorry. In the bottom left, we have... He is...
삼성칸 RorO.
And he is 10 pooling once again. It's all about those 10 pools, Tasteless. Kind of interesting.
That's I was gonna say that's huh. The thing is, Keen doesn't really command center first.
He might this game. In fact, it looks like he is. Oh boy.
We haven't had a Zerg that just does this consistently.
Yeah.
This is kind of a weird mind game thing, guys, where like it's not a build that this build that Zerg's doing. How do I say
center first?
You're not but the Zerg's doing like it is command center first, so this is gonna work. Basically, you're not supposed to do this over and over and over again because if Terran knows you do this over and over and over again, they just hard counter it and get ahead. But what's funny is in this group, he just keeps doing it because the Terrans are seeing that he's doing it. Like, well, he did that once, all right, he's not going to do it again. And in fact, because of that, Keen's saying, well, all right, because you did this, now I can... You played that card, now it's my turn. I know that you're probably going to hatch first this time. So I'm going to do it. I hope I'm making sense to you guys at home because this is like really complicated, but it's smart. It's really smart what RorO's doing. And I guarantee you he won't do this, or at least this much, if he makes it to round of 16.
Well, you know, lucky for Keen with this type of wall-in, there's not a ton of surface area for him to work with really on anything. That's like a pretty optimal wall-in for Keen here.
Oh, he missed the seeing the Lings come too.
He did.
Now, if he gets that SCV making the barracks, occasionally we actually, it's dumb luck, but the SCV pops out like it just did right now. That one's going to die.
Yeah, that's a very annoying situation. Yeah. And he pops right out again. Look at that.
Oh, that's annoying.
And the other one popped out. What is this, StarCraft 1? What the hell? StarCraft 1, you get one Zealot up at my wall, and I just lose like 8 SCVs in a row. That's what it's looking like.
And the SCV's like, well, just mosey on over. Ah, it just dies.
Well, this has actually been much more effective than you would think.
This is much more effective than your average 10 pool.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, this is like what he wanted it to do against Marine King, you know? Something like this.
He's
making
really
a lot of mining time, and
basically he has to keep repairing here.
He actually just dropped a mule right there.
Oh, that's not intentional. Oh my God, he's actually gonna get the depot?
Are you joking?
What?
Nope, he's not. Wow, that was close though. He actually almost lost that. That went so unbelievably low. Good thing he had another SCV there. At first, I'm like,
my depot actually went down there. If I was throwing my headset off and walked out, I would just lose it.
You know, back when the beta came out, I was being rushed up my ramp, beta for Wings of Liberty years ago.
That's what everybody was doing in the beta.
Yeah, someone was rushing up my ramp, and I was repairing my depot. I thought it was so smart. I dropped a call-down supply on it because I assumed anything that would give your depot more supply would also give it more hit points. And they just killed it, and I'm like, what? What? I think that'd be a cool way to mess with people, though. If you can drop supplies on to give it like 20 more hit points.
This is the new like form of trash talk. Instead of dancing, you build a depot in their base where you're killing it, then you land the supply on it, and then you kill it.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
It's a good way to talk trash right there.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, Keen's not dead yet, but this is not actually that different from the first game where Keen's, well, first game Keen actually deflected that build, but then made a few mistakes shortly after that. Then put it behind. This time, the build worked against Keen, so he's already starting from a deficit.
Yeah. But he's going right up to starport. I wonder what this is for. I guess he's doing a Hellion drop, actually, because he hasn't started any tech lab. Yeah, it has to be a Hellion drop, right? There's an Overlord trying to sneak in.
And its Overlord's not going to get a glimpse of what's going on. In fact, it could get killed if he micros this right. Yep.
All right, well, we have a Roach Horn on the way. And you know what? Is he going to go Nidus Roach? He might go Nidus Roach.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, actually, I think he could. I mean, look, he's done enough damage.
He might actually just do like a Roach attack as well because he starts speed before the layer, so I guess it's probably just that. But
well, I mean, look, he's hurt him enough. And RorO still has, if RorO loses this somehow, he still has another map that's his pick, which is probably where we'll see his best TVZ. So, I mean, you might as well just try to finish him now.
Yeah. Now, these Roaches are obviously going to go across for an attack, but you know what? This is a really weird, almost base tradey type of scenario where they're both going to deal a lot of damage to each other, likely.
And that can go a lot of different ways. I mean, remember, we got a medevac, and even some SCVs with those Hellions.
Yeah.
You can keep repairing and healing. The Roaches are pretty tanky. So
yeah, they are. The Hellions going around to the third, and uh-oh, Tasteless. The Roaches are going to go after there, and DJ Keen is dropping the base.
So he's got the Marines coming in here now, and you know he's going to lose that Queen, but he really didn't get the number of drones he would have wanted to get. Roaches drive him out. He didn't get a single drone, did he?
I think he got one. He's killed a total of 2 drones now. No, I guess he got 2 there. I can't think of another time he lost a drone. So.
All right. Well, Keen's what we thought was going to do a lot more damage actually proved to be pretty unimpressive.
Yeah, you know,
it was pretty impotent.
It's funny because you want to keep the medevac with the Marines because it heals them and gives them a lot of power. But at the same time, let's say it sent the Marines to draw the Roaches up to the third. Maybe the Hellions could have killed a lot more drones.
That is true.
It's hard to say, though, with this SimCity and the way the Queens were. I'm not sure exactly how many he could have gotten, but you know, Keen's throwing in some builds you don't see as much in this matchup. Like, that's normally something done a little bit more in TVT and TVP.
Yeah.
But I like him trying stuff like this, at least. Makes it more interesting for the casters.
He's going... Well, guys, speaking from being a caster, I would say that is probably one of the more enjoyable things you cast in a game.
I like your using your Adebisi voice for the caster.
Yeah, man.
If you guys don't know what Adebisi, the Great Observer, sounds like, that's what it sounds like.
Well, that's what my made up in my head.
That's what he sounds like, man.
Adebisi here, guys. Professional StarCraft observer.
So funny. Well, is Viking going to clean up some Overlords here?
I only tease those I love. Well, we got the Overseer in here, looking around, and he sees everything. He's basically quit microing that. He's like, all right, I know everything. Got it. You know, the Overseer death scene is much more violent than the Overlord.
Is it?
It is.
I never really paid a lot of attention to that, to be honest.
That's actually what's funny about StarCraft is there's things that you won't notice.
Yeah, there's stuff that I just never noticed, like the flag on top of that watchtower. Like I had no idea there's a flag on top of the watchtower.
The Infestor's portrait? I never actually
I know that Infestor's portrait was actually, it caught me off guard because I didn't think it would look like that because I never look at them. But
like now that I think about it, I can't call it up in my memory. You know what I mean? Because it's like I actually do not care about the portrait because I play competitively.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of people may turn that off or, you know, freeze it at least.
These could all just be Legos to me, guys, like just Lego Wars, you know?
They could all just be like numbers and letters on the screen. StarCraft could be text-based, and I would still
play text-based StarCraft.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be great.
Oh my god, it'd be amazing.
Well, the third base has been acquired here. Keen is powering up. Note the supplies are basically the same here. Well, they were before that attack, but they're pretty much even. So 2 gases are being taken. He has already cleaned up the creep over there. Looks like he's going to try to see if he can't deny it again, and he will not be able to.
Well, you know, we do have some Infestors popping out. A lot more command centers on the way for Keen, which is pretty neat. He's actually going up to 5 command centers, which, yeah, I mean, that's not something I expected to see out of him here. But it's certainly going to help with his SCVs, with his mules. You think he's going to take a really quick 4th here? Because, you know what, that would be a very interesting move, because he's built one in a location where he could go and take a quick 4th. Because a lot of times what Terrans do is focus on pushing out and hitting kind of before the hive tech is all in play.
You know, he could.
But if Keen instead takes a 4th and just says, oh, I'm going to play that big macro game again, but on an easier map for it, then we'll win.
I feel like if Terran actually, if the Terran just takes that 4th base, it's closer to the center, they can wait it out. Because guess what? Like, if you take that and you could just, I mean, because you probably lose the bottom right expansion a few times, but Zerg is going to be the first on this map to run out of money. Always.
That is true.
Always the Zerg will run out of money first, which means that if you defend and turtle it out, it seems like Keen's kind of like Supernova in this way, but you're just really okay with turtling and going into late game. He's solid.
Sure.
That he might be planning on carrying that into something where he's like, well, the left side of the map dries up first, and if I keep, if I basically don't lose, I mean, well, not lose, if I don't die, you're gonna the Zerg will be so poor he won't have any capital to do anything.
Yeah, well, once he gets the right unit composition out, that's going to be the case. And this is kind of interesting. The Spire was a little bit late, and the Ultros Cavern's starting now. So Broodlords aren't coming quite as quickly as they could have, which is going to allow him to stabilize a bit more, to get his max, to get his 2-2 finish before anything really happens. And those are all really good things for him. The other thing that he really needs to do, though, is add some starports.
All right, he's moving in here now. Let's see if I was right with what I'm predicting him to do. He might just be cleaning up the creep.
I think he is definitely going to push a little bit more forward. He's got the watchtower.
He's going to try to poke that base. Nope, nice. Okay, so he's saying, all right, he's probably going to counter me.
Whoa! Keen's like, it worked against MVP. Why not RorO?
That was...
Well, it's a different matchup, Keen, but okay, let's see.
I'm surprised he picked up the tanks. That's actually...
Well, I think he's trying to snipe infestors or something. And here we go. And...
Yep, he sniped one infestor. He's going to get another one. Well, that wasn't worth it.
Well, at the same time, he has a lot of units moving up here. Maybe he can hit another base, draws everything into the main base, and attacks somewhere else. Keen losing a lot of units, but his production is pretty good right now. I know. You know what? He's not going to kill a base. He lost a lot of units and a lot of medevacs for that. I don't know if I like that.
I didn't like it. Well, I'm glad I got to see it, but I don't like it.
Yeah. I'm glad he did it.
Like, now we know.
We need people trying things like this, but I'm not so certain. You know, I think...
Well, the thing is, I get the idea of, like, okay, if I get the siege tanks up here, they can just shoot down infestors, but the lings are faster than the infestors, and they just get in front of the tanks and kill it.
RorO...
He could have actually just killed that with his lings.
RorO reacted very well there. We have a lot of Banes, a lot of Ultras on the way as well. 3-3 on the way for both players. Chitinous plating coming.
And I think Zerg wants to counterattack here. He says, all right, if you push my base, I'm going to take out your fourth.
Yeah, he can lose this base in the middle because he does have that top base, but he does need to kill a base of Keen because Keen's economy is insane. So actually, he's going to do a flank, or he's trying to.
Well, he's trying to with a flank.
It's not really working, yeah. I mean, his attack may work, but the flank didn't hit.
He could actually, if he uses all the banelings on the planetary.
Yeah, he could just right click and kill that, and...
Nice.
Thank God for those ultras, right?
Yeah, right.
That almost didn't work. If he had saved that, we could do a quick camera shot of RorO, and there would be a single purple tear coming down his cheek.
All right.
At least he has that extra command center he can easily float down. But he may want a planetary there, and he actually already started another command to take his 5th with. So he may just transfer that here and make a planetary, because I think the planetary is a good choice for him to use here, because this is obviously going to be a very long and drawn-out game. So putting an orbital there, I don't like as much. You know, an orbital might be better if RorO's a bit further ahead, as funny as that sounds, because then he can lift it against Banelings.
No, that's funny about it, the orbitals. You think planetaries are only for when you're behind, but on this map, it's actually if you're super behind.
I think it's better even here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird. That's actually really weird to think about.
It is.
So,
I would actually think it would be better to have another planetary next to the orbital. You have the orbital to mine, and you have a planetary fortress to help defend the orbital. Because a planetary is nice. It's just this big static thing that you can't really kill.
Well, we have a lot of ultras right now. We're about to have 9 and a lot of banelings as well. And he's actually, Keen is focusing quite heavily now on his switch into Vikings. He doesn't have a lot yet though, so it's not going to super affect his next battle. But he's getting ready for the transition. Once these ultras die, the transition is likely to follow. So if he doesn't show the Vikings, he'll actually be in a very nice spot. Because if he does show like a lot of Vikings, then
we got a huge attack coming up here.
Here we go.
That seems... Oh, wow. Okay, he's trying to hit from all these different angles, but it's kind of messing up. That was a huge failed attack here by our Zerg player.
Yes, that was.
He totally messed up. At first, I was like, what? I'm like, is he sending 3 Ultras and 2 Infestors? Then these Lings came down, but the Ultras are already dead. I'm like, okay.
You know what I'll talk about in a second, because Keen is pushing forward now, and this is a good time because Ultras are building as well as Corruptors. Looks like we will have a little bit of a tech switch, but not a complete one. And if he takes out that base, that's actually great. Oh, he has a transfuse. Very nice. He saves it for now. He needs to reinforce his push. It's actually not big enough to deal with the army of RorO.
Oh, he should have sniped that hatch. He could have had that.
Yeah,
trade a few Marauders for a hatch.
Low. And look at the banks right now. Keen actually has a much bigger bank. A lot of Banelings on the way. Oh, God.
All right, trying to get rid of some SCVs here. There are no Lings with this army, and Ultra is stuck by themselves.
Oh, the SCVs actually stopped that Ultra from leaving.
Good work, SCVs.
It's a powerful kill, SCVs.
Yeah.
You totally have the assist.
You guys really stepped it up. Most of the time you just bring us minerals, but that time you really came through, you know?
That was a solid assist, man. But where is the day where an SCV gets a triple-double?
This is true. That's life, Artosis.
That's the way it is, man.
Yeah.
Support players like SCVs don't always get all the fame, but they're important.
They are. Well, I think we have another scan up here. And I notice both these guys have enough money they can remake their armies if they lose them.
Yeah. Definitely a much bigger bank for Keen. But don't forget that RorO can make his army quicker because of Larva. Keen is playing just so fantastically here, Tasis.
Okay, he's starting to push him back here. Yeah, actually, they both are playing really well.
Yeah.
I mean, minus that one attack by RorO.
Well, the one thing that I really don't like by RorO is he's not thinking outside the box here, really. He's not doing anything overly creative. I'd love to see something like upgrade drops, hit the main, because Keen is so focused in the center that if he could get anything anywhere else, whether through Nidus or drops or anything like that, which I don't normally suggest, but just the way Keen is playing, he's so front where he's like playing this
Nidus, we can go back and
macro.
Yeah, I'd say Nidus, we can go back and actually defend. Okay, this is a bold move.
This is a bold move.
This strategy is made of balls.
Well, so is Keen, Tasteless.
Yes.
In fact, he's Vector Man. Now, let's see if he can actually get anything done here.
He's Vector Man?
Yeah, dude.
That is an old school reference.
All right, here we go. This is a huge amount of use coming in. In the meantime, Keen is going through the center of the map. He's definitely going to lose this army. But can he do something with his other army in the middle?
And he's pushed up there, and the answer is no, he cannot. He just cannot break RorO. Row your boat.
Yeah.
Over the Terran Keen? I don't know. I don't know, guys.
I was going to sing those
exact same.
It's
4 hours, 20 minutes now, guys. The point where my brain breaks.
Yeah. See, Keen took some major risks there, but he has a big enough economy that that's not actually game ending.
Yeah.
A lot of the times that'll be game ending because Keen won't be able to remax.
But yeah, he
remaxes in like 3 rounds.
Yeah.
2 to 3 rounds. Well, he doesn't actually have that much production facility, so it's taking him a bit longer, but he'll totally be maxed in a moment.
It's interesting we haven't seen a ton of spine crawlers like we see with Symbol.
Yeah.
I would expect RorO would eventually be like, okay, well, this is the part of the game where I get a ton of spine crawlers, and you can't attack me. Yeah. You just actually cannot attack me.
It's a good point, man.
But it feels like that's something that he just doesn't seem to have.
You know, it would be good to even bring with his army, but he's focusing on Ultras as like his beef units under his broods when he does make them, and it's not that many broods. This is like a really weird composition that we see from RorO. It's not very popular, but we'll see if he can get it to work. He's got a lot of queens mixed in here now. For the most part, his Ultras are just taking some damage. Ooh, picks off.
God, I was actually not expecting that to happen. He's closing in.
Oh my God, sick bungles on these medevacs.
Hold on.
I'm not so sure. This is so many Ultras.
This is actually too many Ultras.
He's actually got a nice choke point up there, and the planetary staying alive for a bit. It does get taken down, but a lot of Marauders coming down, and he had enough Vikings to remove most of the Broodlords.
He continues to move forward here.
His Marauders. No, don't land those. No.
Why would you land those Vikings? All right, that's... Granted, he was probably already dead after this attack.
Well, you know what? That time it actually helped a little bit. It drew those Ultralists away, which gave him some time to deal some more damage with his Marauders and Marines. And now he actually is going to kill off all these queens and ultras.
Now look at the supplies, guys. It's 118 to 184.
That's right, and the bank of Keen is basically spent here. And more ultras on the way. So if Keen continues and he's scanning to see what units are reinforcing, if he sees Corruptors there, he's going to go into Vikings. But instead, he needs to stay on Marines and Marauders for the most part. And right now, there's only one Infestor. So if he actually goes pure Marine Marauder, he doesn't even really need... Well, he needs some Siege Tanks to help with Banelings, but overall, Marauders are the most important part. He actually still has chances in this game.
Oh no! This is not good. All right, Planetary's gone.
Fantastic move.
Yeah, that was a really well-timed attack because things are getting pretty sparse up in the rest of the Terran space.
This is what we were talking about with being behind and wanting to go
orbital. Yeah, because he can lift off the orbital.
Yeah, because the head circle will just do that. Anyways, this is a lot of ultras. He has to micro very well. There is a fungal sitting around waiting to strike, and he does get a beautiful fungal off on a lot of those units. He can continue to micro behind these mineral patches, still doing a lot of damage here. More Marines and Marauders being pumped out, and the Ultras do have to run away, and he's still making more Ultras, so he's actually still having a small chance, but he's going to have to start mining from his 5th base. He has to supply another command center over there.
All right,
look at this, man. Just you can be so cost-effective when they don't have Infestors.
Yeah, this is exactly why you got to think of Ultras almost like a support unit.
This is RorO getting a little bit lazy, and in fact, a little bit too cocky. I mean, obviously, he's still far ahead, but he is getting cocky. Like, burrow, unburrow, why is he doing that right now?
Yeah, why are you wasting your actions?
His bank is gone. Yeah, he's 170, but Keen has a decent composition against what he's fighting. If he loses this, man, I'm his coach. He's doing dishes for the rest of the week. And, well, it doesn't matter because that's a lot of
It does not matter. He won't be doing those dishes.
No, I guess he won't be.
All right. And then from there, the orbital's exposed.
Yeah.
So he just goes in and
not
takes
enough
it
left for Keen. Keen played really, really well in this group, but he will not be staying.
All right.
Do you see how they throw their hair as they unburrow?
Yeah, they do. Now watch this, yeah.
See that?
Whoa, yeah.
Show-offs. Like, your hair isn't even hair, Ultralist. That's just part of your head.
You know, a rhinoceros' horn is hair?
It's modified hair.
Modified hair.
That's true.
Bet you guys didn't know that.
I knew.
Somebody works at a zoo is like, I knew that already.
Wow, if he works at a zoo, that's a great job. But it looks like this is the end of Keen Tasteless.
This should be it, guys.
He will be falling to Code A. He will be going down to the realm of Wolf and Kaldor.
Yep.
Whereas RorO will, in fact, be moving on yet another
The story continues on here for RorO. Oh, man, that Ultra got shot in the face. And, you know, look, RorO can remake his army so easily here. There's almost no minerals left in any of these. Well, I mean, there's actually that place that he has that we keep shots of that's been attacked. There's only thing left, and that's almost.
Keen is a billion% done.
$1,000,000,000%. That's pretty high.
$1,000,000,000%. Nobody could ever come back from this. Not even Nestor. Yeah.
GG. Okay. Wait for that one. All right.
And RorO very happy with that victory. Played a very good game, man. He really did. Funny unit compositions, kind of, with the smattering of Broodlords floating over his Ultras. But, you know, they do add quite a bit.
I wonder how far RorO can go.
He can go to the top, perhaps.
What is wow, look at Keen, man.
Well, this is frustrating. He drops down to Code A. You know, Keen is getting better and better, but it seems like everyone's just staying a little bit ahead of him. And he's not able to do something like a top 4 in the GSL.
Yeah. I hope Keen comes back, though. I think he will.
He's someone that you can't get rid of. Kid's got snake blood, Tasteless.
He does. He's got tiger blood or whatever.
He is basically gum in your hair. Unless we cut Keen out of the GSL, he will always be there.
Gum in the hair. I like that. That's what happens to me.
That's right. All right, Marine King and RorO are our 2 players that advance. MVP and Keen, they're out of here.
Can't believe MVP's out.
Last place.
But that's the nature of competition.
Yes.
You know. He just wasn't his day.
It's the nature of the GSL. It's so ridiculously hard that the most accomplished player of all time falls out.
Yeah. in round of 32, not even like round of 8 or something, where I'm like, what are you going to do? You had to face MC, and that's another champion or something.
All right, Tasteless. Tomorrow, Nesty plays a bunch of scrubs.
We got Sulky, Noble S, Nesty, and Taja.
Haven't even heard of any of them. No, it's actually a fantastic group. Noble S is back. That's going to be
we
some
haven't
fun.
casted his games in a
Very
while.
young, very talented kid, but it seems like he's overshadowed in this group. Sulky,
Sure.
one of the best cast berserks. Of course, Tasia. This guy has won so much recently. But Nesty, he's back for Blood Tasteless. He needs another GSL
Will
victory.
he win this GSL, or will he at least whip the round of 16? Or will he go the way of MVP and get knocked down? Code A, we're going to see.
Yes. Well, I guess that just about does it. By the way, here's the Code A preliminaries who made it through today. True made it through out of a very stacked group, Tasteless. A very stacked group indeed with Artosis and many other good players. Seed made it through. Labyrinth. Wow, that's actually very interesting. S2. We have Lure, Shine, and that is actually the Shine from Samsung.
Yep.
The 2-hatch Mutazerg from StarCraft 1.
Revival.
Yeah, Revival made it through, the old TSL player now on EG. We have HS making it through. He's the one that knocked out Bisu, actually. We have Alive making it through, finally, once again. And, of course, SKT1 Rain. That is a sick group of players indeed.
And by the way, Artosis, I really, again, commend you for giving it a shot.
Well, I went 0-2. Anyone could have done that, too. So it's not really that impressive. But
Yeah, no, you know, that's
you're very
that's
kind
cool.
to me. You're very
I'm
loving.
just such a good friend.
I'm going to give you a hug later.
All right, cool.
So that's just about it, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the group section will be this weekend. Make sure
great
you come back
games
tomorrow.
today.
Follow us on Twitter. I'm Artosis. He's Call Me Tasteless. State of the Game is back. I'll be doing that tomorrow at noon my time. Figure that out for yourselves.
Korean Standard Time.
So
There are
check that out.
websites that can help you with that. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Definitely tune in for tomorrow. I think it's going to be awesome. And for Artosis and myself, we love you and good night.